Hey, how's it going? Hey, today I want to show you basically how to tune the higher frets on your guitar. Okay, so first we're going to start out with a little tidbits here. This is called the head of your guitar. This is the neck. This is the body. Okay. This particular guitar is a Gibson Epiphone. So it's, you know, some guitars are different than others, so pretty much all the same. This is the tailpiece where the strings go in. This is the bridge, and where your strings rest. Each one of these is called a saddle. Okay. You have the pickups, and the pickups are really cool because basically it's a magnet wrapped in a coil, and when you hit your metal string, it causes a current from the magnet and that coil, sends it to the switch, sends it to the volume and the tone, out the cord to the amp. So it's really cool and interesting how these pickups work. But anyway, you tune a guitar. Well, first let me say, some guitars that you play, they're really hard to play because the strings are really far out from the neck. So you spend more time lifting and pushing down strings. Okay, you're not getting, it's harder to play for one, but you're not getting the quality sound because the strings are too far away from the pickups. Okay, so instantly you don't like the guitar. It might not be the guitar. It might be the bridge. There's a screw on this end and a screw on this end. Then you can raise and lower this bridge. And if you want it lowered so the strings are as close to the neck and to the frets as possible without vibrating on frets. So if you play the bottom string and you hear a little vibration, a tingy, you'll hear it. It's vibrating on one of these frets up here, then your bridge needs to come out a little more. You got it too close. Okay? So the closer you can get it to the neck without vibrating, the easier it is to play. You're not having to lift your hand up and push the strings down. Okay? You can actually play faster. They're closer to the pickup, so it sounds better. There's a whole array of why you want it closer to the neck. Okay? So that's how you do it with the bridge. Now when you tune a guitar to E and you play the string, it's vibrating up here by the head from this point down to this point. Gives you the E. If you go up to the 12th fret and you play that string, it's also E, but in one octave higher. So from the 12th string down here, okay, there's one octave. From here up is a higher octave, one octave higher. Alright? Now, if you tune it, and it's in tune down here. Okay? Now let's just say I'm playing this F, and I take this chord and move it up, and by the time I get up here, this chord is way out of tune. Okay? And the higher I go, the worse out of tune it gets. The reason being is the saddles, they're not placed in the proper position. Okay? A lot of people will place these saddles, this one all the way to the back, and then they'll just make like an angle, like my finger, and or they'll go 3 of them this way, and then they'll put the 4th one clear to the back and then go that way, so they have 2 angled. That's not right. Okay, each individual string. It's raining outside, so if you hear noise, that's what it is. Each individual string has to have each individual saddle in the proper position to keep that string in tune. It's like a rubber band. One end is tighter than the other, so you have to compensate for it down here. Okay, so as a beginner is basically down here all the time, playing songs, and it's in tune. And that's okay if they never go up here. But when they start getting more experience, more advanced, and they start going up here, it's going to be out of tune. The closer you get up here, it's going to sound worse and worse. Okay? So to fix the problem, you get it in tune. So, for the sake of the argument, let's say mine's all in tune. I just tuned it, so it should be. You play the string, and you come up here to the 12th fret and place your finger on the same string. If it goes up and down, or if you play this, and then play the harmonic, the way you play a harmonic on the 12th fret, on the fret itself, okay, and you just barely touch it with your finger, and you play it, and then lift your finger off. You hear how they all coincide with each other. They're not. It ain't all like this. And you'll know what I'm saying if it's out of tune. That'll tell you it's out of tune. So if you play a string, and you come up here and play the same string, and it's wavy, if it sounds higher, and if it's wavy higher, then you need to take that saddle and bring it down this way. And that one particular saddle needs to be lower. It's too high. Okay, it's too far back. So when you get it properly right, everything will be fine. And a better way to tell is when it's in distortion. If you put it in distortion, and you play that string, come up here and play it. Here there's no wave. Do the harmonic. Just almost a little bit. You hear the little wave? There's this real slight. It ain't exact. You hear that? If it's really bad out of tune, it's going to be all up and down. That's when you got to lower these. You lower them. If it's higher, lower it. If it's a lower wave, then you need to tighten it. You need to go back the other way, okay? So then your string is perfectly in tune from all 21 frets all the way down. Okay? So every guitar is different. Some guitars have their tailpiece and their bridge all in one unit, one piece. It's the same principle. It's still raise and still lower, and you're still going to have the saddles. Okay? This particular Gibson, the screws are hard to get to with the strings on it, which I don't like, because how can you tune it with strings off? See? So it makes it really hard to do, but it can be done, and I've done it. So I mean, it's harder to do it that way. All right. So that's pretty much all I just wanted to tell you, or show you. So when you come up here, you know, everything's in tune. You come up here, and if everything's in tune, that's what you want. Now your guitar is perfectly in tune from the 1st fret to the 21st fret. Alright? So, hope that helped you. And we'll see you next time.